Alrighty, good morning, good evening, whatever the case may be, wherever you are in the big bad world of Second Life. Hope y'all having a great day and enjoying yourself. It's the weekend, and welcome to another edition of Table Talk. Now, tonight we have the lovely and talented Anita. How you doing, Anita?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. And she's automatically set some food down in front of the alien. How wonderful is that? Ah, let's see. She learns quickly how to serve. Alrighty, my little deviant ones. Okay. For those of y'all that might be wondering why is Jack wearing an alien nightcap? Getting tongue tied here. Why Jack is wearing an alien outfit? Well, you all should know by now that I'm working on more of the aliens and Second Life video type stuff. Now, the series is going to be called Looking for a New Home. I got some good news about that, by the way. The first episode is almost done and about ready to air. Now, along that side, if she'll quit playing with my food over here. Goodness gracious. So, Anita, why don't you tell me about your week so far and how your weekend's
Uh,
shaping up?
it's been kind of long and drawn and quick at the same time.
All right.
Patience getting a little short with customers, and I didn't mean it to be, but that's life.
Right.
Think I'm gonna need to take a day off here soon.
You are.
Yep.
Oh, don't you have
Just
a
a
day
little
off
breather,
today?
you know.
Oh, you
No,
mean,
extended break.
oh, is it getting that bad for you?
Well, every once in a while you gotta take some peace of mind days off, more than usual.
True.
Otherwise, you start getting really short with people. And um, in April, I'll be getting an extra day off, so
Oh, but you're
and I
looking
can
forward to
apply
that.
that whenever I want. Mm-hmm. That'll be nice.
Now, since shopping is usually your big thing, have you hit the weekend sales yet?
I have, and I actually got picked up dinner
Yeah, I
tonight
see this.
in the sales. I also got it's great. It's a bucket of chicken that you actually take bites out of it and it slowly disappears as you eat it.
Uh huh.
And then the bucket just as you take pieces out of the bucket empties out and then it will refill once you're done. And if people bump into you while you are holding the bucket, it actually spills the chicken all over the ground.
Wow. That is, yeah, okay. Like we really wanted that much reality in our virtual world.
Yeah, and people can actually take a piece of chicken out of the bucket too,
Oh, that's cool.
right? Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny.
Oh, all the realism you could ever ask for here in Second Life. Yes, yes, yes.
I know just what you always wanted, a bucket of chicken.
Yeah,
But
no.
right. And then of course there's that belt that I got you today.
Oh, you did you?
Mhm.
Going out and getting your own little devices so you can get spanked. Wow.
Yep. What can I say? I need some discipline in my life. Let's see. Mostly I wasn't really interested in too much of it. I got the outfit that I'm wearing now.
Really?
Yep. And
And who is? Oh, no,
then
okay, all right. Since we're gonna go down this little rabbit hole, let's do it proper. Now, Anita's wearing. What are you wearing here? And who is it by?
goodness, I don't even know. I don't remember the name of the store, honestly. Uh, it's they just give you an abbreviation on the piece of clothing, so beats me.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Uh, like seriously, it just says G. The Lane's dress. Okay.
Wow. All right, for those of y'all that might be tuned in now or here in a little bit, if you're a Second Life citizen and you want to come in, so let us know and we'll definitely open up the doors to the studio. All are welcome. Just keep it friendly and polite. And we'll practically talk about any type of subject you want to talk about here on Table Talk. Now, let's see here.
It's Grixdel.
Great still, huh?
Mm-hmm. I just found the landmark.
Well, isn't that special?
Yep.
Alrighty, my little dude. Oh, now in the YouTube chat, in case you all see it a little bit later on, like when I'll go ahead and post away, then you all can get to us through YouTube as well. So, yeah, we're experiencing a little funkiness here tonight. My mind's kind of like all over the place. I just got done building a table. I want to talk about that for just one moment. Now, the whole idea of prims, I mean, when you're turning prims into mesh, the whole idea, I always considered it anyway, was to make your work look a little bit better. Now, I'm just going to pose a little question to all y'all, and I want you to really think about this for a moment. Doesn't it really kind of defeat the purpose? If you're building an object that's only like 5 prims, but yet once you convert it into mesh, it goes to like 15, doesn't that kind of like defeat the purpose? I mean, I'm just saying. Imagine when you're sitting there, you're building a whole house by scratch. You know you're gonna. Most houses are highly trimmed anyway. When by the time you cut your doors, build your rooms, design the design you got in your little head. If you're getting it perfectly anyway, you're going to use a lot of material. If it was in the real world, we'll just call it boxes and prims. That's just my thoughts on it anyway. Do you have any thoughts there, Anita?
Mm, no, I've never built with it, so I can't really say much.
Yes, yes, yes.
I
Oh,
know
man.
there was definitely a huge learning curve to it.
Oh, yeah. Now, back in the day, I used to build. I never really was all that great at it, but that was also back before things were converting into mesh. And I'm like, I ain't starting all over in a matter of sense because I got more time on my hands now that I no longer run a club anymore. So I'm starting to dive back into the old things that I used to do way back in the day. And I just sit there trying to think, like I said, that table I just got done making, even though I haven't done with the texturing of the legs yet, but the rest of the table is completely done. It went
Hmm.
from 5 trims to 15 after converting it to mesh. So yeah, that my builds are going to be taking up a lot of trims apparently. If I convert everything over to mesh anyway. Happy, happy, joy, joy, right?
Yep.
Oh, no. It sounds like I'm starting to bore Anita over here.
No, I was stretching.
You were stretching.
I was stretching.
Mm-hmm. Well, stretch away. It looks like it might be a slow night tonight on a Saturday night. Maybe 8:30 might be a little bit too late for the East Coast.
Well, it's after dinner time.
If it's also a Saturday
Maybe
night,
they're all full and kind of sluggish at the moment.
they're all getting naughty. And with
Yeah, that
spring
too.
getting ready to spring, and it's gonna be woohoo times pretty soon, on that Saturday night. So,
Today is my day before I go back to work day.
you see, well, I got another day, but I ain't gotta worry about that shit.
Mhm.
Oh, and by the way, for those of y'all that are curious, now going into the NCAA tournament, we all know that I done talked about this once before earlier, the Kentucky losing and all that heavy horse shit. But I will say this. First of all, there was no way in hell Kentucky should have been a 2 seed going into the tournament. We didn't win our conference tournament. You put the conference champion, the won the conference tournament, in as a 3 seed. They should have had the 2. And with us losing the way we lost in the conference tournament, we shouldn't have been no more than a 4 or 5 seed anyway. Now, with that being said, I looked at the fucking bracket, and as of right now, in the first round of the tournament was this weekend.
Mhm.
We are the only 2 seed that lost our opening game. We lost to a 15 seed. All the other 2 seeds in the South and the West and the East, they all won. They won their first games. So that really makes our program look really bad right now. Oh, man. Then, now that I got that out of my system, we can move on.
Maybe they're just having an off day.
Uh, we're not getting the type of players that we used to get, quite honestly. It's annoying. But hey, it's the weekend and the tournament's still going, although my bracket now is shot out of crap, so I sit there and ripped it up and threw it in the garbage, and I'm not even paying attention to the games anymore. As long as Kentucky's in it, I pay attention. Once Kentucky loses, I don't care.
Were they out of it then?
Oh yeah, they're completely out of it. They lost the first game of the NCAA tournament, like I'm saying. It sucked. So how's everybody's weekend going out there? Don't be shy. Say hi in Discord or on the YouTube chat. And if you're a Second Life citizen, you want to come down to the show, you're more than welcome to. FYI, if you come down or you IM me wanting the TP, you're coming into the recording studio. You will be put live on air. So if you're shy or bashful or you don't know what to say and you freeze up, just know that ahead of time. Because I had some very interesting emails throughout the week. And quite honestly, think about it. If you send me an IM, and I talked about this in the video before, but I'll say it live now. If you send me an IM and you get the automated response saying I'm either taping or writing, 9 times out of 10, it's either a live stream or a video. If you come down, you'll probably get linked right into it. Fair warning to that. Now get off my little soapbox. Anita, what would you like to talk about tonight? And for those of y'all just tuned in, welcome. Don't be shy, say hi in the group. And if you're tuned in through the YouTube section, right here's the landmark where you can come on down. So, Anita, you were saying
Mhm.
about the whole shopping experience and
There was a few really cool things. I wouldn't say a whole lot.
really? So you
Yeah.
didn't really walk out of there with anything like, what are you telling me about some type of outdoor chair for the beach scene that we were working on down the road?
Yeah, I actually found one, like, it was like a white wicker set. The land impact was a little bit high, but it had amazing animations in it. And it was only what 75 Lindy's, I want to say it was. Yeah.
Well, that's
I
not
did
too
find
bad.
some other stuff. When Snooki and I were walking around a few of the other stores that we went to, I seen another amazing wicker set over at what is it called? Um, uh,
Brain fart moment.
yeah, Aphrodite. It was the
Aphrodite's
Aphrodite
okay.
shop. hmm And oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. I didn't even want to look at the at the Land Impact. I just know that some of her sets can be pretty expensive, but she does amazing work. I actually grabbed a few things for the wedding there today.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
So,
sure you and Snooky have been playing away, haven't you?
yeah, we've got a few things done and talking about some other stuff. So now that we have a date, everything will start coming together.
Right, right, right. I almost feel like we got to like. Oh, never mind. I won't go. I won't go there. No, Jack won't go there. Not today.
I've got I got it wasn't during the sales, but and it was online, but I found a wedding invitation. I'm gonna be start working on that here soon too.
Well, that's cool.
So
Yeah, it's
I
time
was
to start
thinking,
making out the guest list and the entrees and the music lineup and all that heavy
well, I've got the
work.
food covered. I don't know what to do about the music, but
Well, I have a few ideas, but well,
I was thinking because you have more experience with that, I'd let you handle that.
oh, you'll let me handle that. Wow, that's big of
Well,
you. Listen to that
well,
girl.
I mean,
Listen to that. Listen to that.
maybe it's the
She's
wrong
already
wording, but
starting her
I mean,
little.
if
Well,
you
I'll
don't
let
if you
you do
don't want to
this.
do it, if you don't want to do it, then I could see if Lily wants to do it.
I got a few ideas of what I'm going to do with about all that. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Let was probably, the was not probably, but definitely the wrong word. I just hadn't had a chance to talk to you about that part of it yet.
It's okay, little one. It's all right. Alrighty, my little
But
deviant ones. It is, like I said at the opening of the show, it is the weekend. So if there's anything you want to talk about, shoot me an IM, drop the station an email through the webpage as well, or come on down to the studio and have some fun with me and Anita. There's no telling what we might get into.
yeah, I have enough food for everybody. Come on down. I'll put out some onion rings, fries, pickles, and chicken burgers for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't be shy, people. We don't bite too hard. Just enough to
Well,
make
his dog
sure,
might.
just enough to make sure that you're all still alive and you can still feel the pleasure of the pain. Alrighty, Anita, tell me something. Did
hmm
you ever, I'm getting tongue out here. Have you ever done any building before in Second Life?
I did some clothes designs back when everything was still system, and just turning over to mesh. For I did some uh, stuff in first gen mesh.
And did you enjoy it? I mean, what was the reason why
Well,
you got out of it?
I I had just really started learning it, and then I was getting really super busy at work. And then shortly after that, I got into a relationship online, and then I was injured, and so yeah, a bunch of stuff went
Ah,
down. And so I was actually out of SL for a while after that. And then by the time I came back, we were already back, into like second gen mesh. And
Is there a lot of
I
difference
was
between
just
first
like,
gen and second gen? As far as
clothing
clothes are
wise,
concerned?
yes. Clothing wise, yes, yes. Huge difference that you can see.
So it's just better version, or just people just got more talent in working with it now, or
I think they've gotten better. It's I think it's not just more talent. I think now that people have gotten the hang of it and know what they're doing, they're getting better at it, due to practice and the stuff that's available for them to work with now.
mm-hmm.
There's just more knowledge behind it. So, and now we have, liquid mesh versus, regular mesh is what it all started out as. Before, when with first gen mesh, it didn't really move with your body very well. That's why they had all the alphas to alpha out your body.
Right.
So you weren't showing through when you were walking and stuff. I mean, some of it moved with you, but not all of it. I mean, it moved to an extent, but not it like it does now.
Now, as far as being a woman and following fashion and all that, be honest with the people out there. Which would do you really prefer? Do you prefer first gen mesh, second gen mesh, or would you like to see a return back to the system if the clothes were done well?
I prefer the liquid mesh, appliers, and some system.
Okay. Expand on that thought there a little bit.
Before before mesh, if you were wanting to have a really nice pair of pants, you would have your system layer, but then you would have like 10 other objects you had to wear to make them look halfway decent.
Okay.
And you had to sit there and manually adjust every single one of them to your body. And
Oh,
and
let
so
me
that took
guess, you
quite a
girls
while.
just can't have the time to do that. Now, that just
No, no,
takes a.
I was fine with having to do it. It was just if you move your body at all, you then have to, redo it every single time.
Right.
And if you were still new and were unhappy with your body, it made things very time consuming, so you couldn't really go out and do a whole lot. You spent half your day, if you were only on SL for a few hours at a time, getting that taken care of. I mean, it's one thing if you're designing it and everything, and then, but to have to do that with every outfit that you wear is time consuming.
Oh, I can imagine. I imagine you women really don't like doing that anyway. I mean,
I still do it to some extent. I mean, especially if you have like unrigged things, and then you still have to color and make sure match your outfit. That's pretty normal. Had to do that even before mesh.
I don't think guys really worry about that all that much. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I don't think straight guys worry about that all that much.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't know. I mean, we can usually find a lot more things to do with our time than playing Barbie doll and Ken and woo.
You know how many people? I- I've said that for years. It's just a fancy way to play Barbies. And it's so funny. Like I said, I've been saying that for freaking years. It's one of the ways I've described SL. And not too long ago, I started hearing a lot of people refer to it like Barbie. So it's just like, yeah, that's what I've been saying for years.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, it's exactly like that if you really think about it. Especially,
it is.
especially if you're playing regular avatars. Now,
Right. It's just an elaborate form of Barbies.
hmm you go out there and you buy your Barbie dream home. Try to go out there and you try to find your Mr. Ken, and then you go out there and you buy your car and your two-car garage, and you start having little prim babies all over the place. And pretty soon you know
Well,
you're
not
playing
on,
house.
right, right. Not only that, but you've got your little RPs everywhere. What do you think
Oh,
girls did when they were
oh,
playing Barbies?
Yeah, I bet.
It was the girl form of RPing.
What I want to know is that, and here's what be a real mind blower: is that somebody actually went out and created, what was it, the Barbie Dream Mansion or whatever the fuck they used to call it back in the day. I mean, right down to the T, house coloring, the walls, all of it.
Well, if it was truly Barbie's dream mansion, then they wouldn't have the back wall.
Wow, the things we kind of talk about here in Table Talk. For those of y'all just tuned in, welcome. I hope you're having a great day and enjoying yourselves. If you want to be a part of this show, well, you know what to do. Shoot me an IM in World or on Discord, or even say howdy in the YouTube chat. If you like the content that I produce here at Jats World, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with all your friends. The more interaction we get, the more content we produce. Now, if there's something you all would like to see more of as far as in-world topics and content, drop me an email sometime. I will take open suggestions. We are here to entertain you after all. Oh, yeah.
Now, if you're getting back onto the subject of Barbie's dream house,
Yeah.
you know that there was multiple different ones. So you could basically build any house in SL and call it Barbie's dream house.
We see, wouldn't know anything like it because when I was young, I didn't grow up playing Barbie Dreamhouse or the G.I. Joe crap. It just really wasn't my thing back in the day. I was
Oh,
doing
my
other
brothers all
things.
did.
Yeah. Say what?
My brothers, they all played Barbies, and my best friend's little brother too. And because we always had more Barbies than Kens, um, my best friend's little brother, he would take all his Barbie-sized GI Joes, and those would be the Kens.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Yep, yep. They did all kinds of kung fu with them and stuff. Oh yeah, we did. We would go out and we'd take all our stuff out and we'd tromp through the woods and we'd play like pioneer Barbies and shit.
Everybody was Kung Fu fighting.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many Kens lost their legs.
Oh, I would say, I would be surprised if they didn't lose more than that. But then you got to think about it. Ken didn't have no junk in the trunk. He had no junk at all. So,
Mm-mm, mm-mm. He didn't do the splits very well either. That's when he'd lose his leg.
yeah, I can imagine.
Mm. Had quite a few
Okay, I'm sure the people want to know about
amputees.
this. How many Barbie Dream Homes did you have?
Not a one. I built my own.
What do you mean you built your own? This we got to hear now.
Seriously, when we would play Barbies, we didn't have stuff like that. Um, we didn't even want stuff like that. What we would do is we would take like boards and stuff, and we build our own houses, and we
Build
even would
your own
take like
houses out of
clothing, like
boards?
cloth strap. Yeah, like boards and logs and stuff. We would literally get scraps and make our own little houses and cabins.
Okay, where would you end up storing all that?
Well, that type of stuff didn't get stored. We just tossed it away.
Oh, so you.
Like literally, we'd get branches and build little houses, break them up and put them together.
Wow. And there goes Jetson running through the screen. Photo bomb,
Yep,
photo
yep.
bomb.
Yeah, yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet it was. Although, see now, back in my day, I wasn't doing any of that crap. I was playing like I was actually spending my time writing little stories and creating fictional characters and putting them through all kinds of little torture devices.
Oh, we did that too, but we did it with Barbies.
Ah,
We
you
didn't
did
write
with
that stuff
Barbies.
down. Yep. Or we would act out certain books too.
Oh, to be a fly on that wall. See how many kids had affairs with the Barbie next door.
That didn't happen too often.
No, I didn't.
Mm-mm.
These are the days of our life. But it only
Yeah.
goes as the world turns.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm starting to show my age now. Or you must walk within the guiding light of America.
Was that a
Go.
soap?
Guiding light was, yes.
Oh, okay.
Guiding
I know my
light,
mom used to watch a few soaps.
guiding light, and as the world turns, they haven't been on in quite a few years. That's just what I'm trying
See,
to
I
say. I'm starting to
remember.
show my age.
Oh, see, I remember my mom watching the As the World Turns one, I think, and General Hospital, and a few others, but I don't remember all of them.
Well, back in back in the day, whenever you were sick and you couldn't go to school, yeah, you get trapped into watching an episode or two of that crap. Especially when you're sitting there laying on the fucking couch, sipping on the fucking Sprite, trying to get the feeling better. And if, God
Oh, I
forbid, if
know.
your mom was home or your grandma was there watching you, that's all you. That's all you could watch, because they wouldn't
Yep.
change the damn channel for nothing.
Yep, I ended up watching quite a few the Maury show and Ricky Lake.
I'll go.
I
I'll
remember
go
those
even
ones
one
more.
back. I'll go back further. The Donahue Show.
One sounds familiar, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Yeah, that was back in the. Back in we can talk about going way back when I mentioned that. It was a morning talk show that whenever I was sick, they would always start their day off by watching that crap.
Hmm.
Wow, we must not be really interesting as far as talking about soap operas. I just sit there and watch four people tune in, then they tuned out. Like, okay.
Yeah, yeah, we did get a little off base there.
Yeah, we did just a little bit, but it's the weekend. What do you expect?
Just talk about anything and everything.
Say that again.
Just talk about anything and everything, don't we?
Oh yeah, there's no topic off limits here in Jet's world. Cause after all, I make the rules here. The only rule there is to follow that I will enforce is keep it clean.
I took my hands out of my skirt.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Oh my.
Even though she wasn't doing anything naughty, it looked naughty.
Right, I know, right? It was very provocative. Oh, excuse me.
Um, you remember how I was telling you about that one sim I went to the other day?
Which sim?
It wasn't quite an amusement park, but it did have like a Ferris wheel and had a bunch of games with the roach coaches.
Oh yeah.
It also had like a little like playground area, and it had they've done away with most of them, at least over on this part of the U.S. But you remember the what did they call them? Where you would run and then jump onto it. What do you call that? Push it and run and then jump on, and then try not to spin off.
I had no idea what you're talking about.
Really? They're on almost every playground over here.
I mean,
Growing up, the little roundabout things.
merry-go-round.
Yeah, the merry-go-rounds.
Okay, all right,
Cannot
yeah.
think of the name of that. So I found one of those there,
Well, but
and
you
they have this
gotta.
one anime where it does exactly that, where you push and you run and then you jump on.
Well,
You ride it for a little while and then you jump down and start running along with it, pushing it, and then jump back on again.
let me
It was kind
guess.
of
You,
cool.
you and Snooky had a blast on that thing, didn't you?
No, I haven't had a chance to take her there yet.
That sounds like something you might get Snooky into.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Snooki would have a blast if I took her there, though.
Oh, I'm sure
And
she
then I played
would.
the dart game. I loved that. I was there with another friend and I kicked their butt. Seriously, the thing is you're a winner if you get over 5 balloons.
Uh-huh.
My first time I got what was it? 20, no, it was 14 balloons. And the second time I played, I got 23. And it's all how many you can hit within a minute. And my
Right.
friend, the first time, they got 4 balloons. Then they tried again, and they only got 2 balloons. And when I asked them before I knew they only got two, I was like, "So how many did you get this time?" And they're like, "I'm embarrassed. I don't want to say." Like, come on, just tell
Wow.
me. And they're like, "Two." I was like, "Okay." Well, it would be a great place to go on a date. Honestly, it's a lot of fun.
No, we'll have to check it out sometime.
And I'm like, "Okay, I'll tell you the trick behind how to win."
No, that's all right. I'm sure I'll figure it out on my own.
No, that's what I told them.
Oh, what you told them? Wow.
Because I've played darts. I haven't played that game before. That was my first time playing that game. But I've played darts here on SL before. And I've played darts in real life a lot too.
Right. Darts is fun in the real. I mean,
Hmm.
it's a great drinking game.
I grew up playing it. We had a dart board on our kitchen door.
Likewise. And the old style of dartboards, you'd have darts on one side of the board. If you flipped it over, you had a baseball diamond on the other flip
Yeah, that's what ours was.
side. So, anyway, everybody, I'm starting to get back into building. Now, if there's any builders out there that have been doing it for a while, maybe you could answer a few of those questions. So, hit me up when I am from time to time, and maybe I might be able to pick your brain a little bit. I'm sitting here looking at the Discord group members, and seeing quite a few people that are actually in Discord today. Y'all are not too active in chat though tonight. Y'all getting a little frisky in your little private little world. Hmm. Let's see there. I see Almo out
Maybe
there. Epi's out there. And Cat. I
maybe
see
they're all
what?
doing
And
their selves.
Taz. Say what?
Maybe they're all doing their selves.
Doing it well. I thought you said selves there from him, but no, you said selves. You say, well, now that took a turn.
Well, maybe they're doing that too. I don't know.
Oh yeah, might have to start lining up some guests ahead of time. May turn this into as far as the table talk side of it, turn it into a Saturday night event. Line up some guests that want to talk about particular topics. That could be very interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's also fun. We never get Asa down here. I mean, she's a trip. And all went down here at the same time, like we did a 3 hour show that one night.
Oh, right. I didn't even realize that we had been on that long. It was so much fun that I wasn't paying attention to the time. I didn't realize it, flew by that fast.
Yeah, it really did.
1 minute we were like 20 minutes in, the next I thought we were only, maybe 45 minutes in. It's like 3 hours later.
But everybody seemed to have fun with it, I thought.
Yeah, yeah. It was a blast. Even once we were done broadcasting, we just sat around and visited for another 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I couldn't stick around that long. I was already getting tired. Besides, it's good for you girls to have girls' night out and shit.
Yeah, yeah. It was a lot of fun. We went to Alma's store.
Yeah, she's a
Done
fairly
a
new
she's done a
creator,
very
I think. Wonder how her store's coming along.
well. She had a few displays out, and she did an amazing job making them and texturing and putting everything together.
Oh, that's cool.
hmm
What type of product does she make again?
She does skins and makeup.
Oh, that's right. I'm surprised you've been on a shopping spree as of late.
And then she creates for the Genius and Luluka and Katwa.
Oh, she must be very talented then.
hmm
Oh yeah, we're gonna have slow nights like this, I'm sure. We just gotta find interesting topics to keep ourselves entertained.
Right, right. Well, I mean, we're doing it a little bit later than we normally do too.
Well, that's true. That's true. I probably won't go any later than this ever again. I'll probably go. Say start doing this on a Saturday basis as far as the table talk edition. Um, Saturdays at 4 p.m. SOT time. Maybe a little sooner. I'm trying to get a good feel for the temperature of the room. I mean, the problem is you get into a part of the time of year where everybody's going to be out doing other things and not sitting around the computer a lot. So your traffic in clubs and your YouTube content will probably dip quite a bit, especially when summer hits. Now, did you hear about where they're they're wanting you to take a fourth shot now for the vaccination?
What?
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah, it was on the news earlier. Pfizer wants you all to do a. They're pushing, Congress to approve the CDC to approve a fourth shot.
They're really pushing to make money off this thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like this. Personally, I think it's all.
Big hoax.
No, the virus is not a hoax. I'm never going to say that because I think it's a big money grab right now.
It is. I don't think it's a hoax either. I know a lot of people who've called it one. It's not really, but it is blown out of proportion.
I don't want to get too political on this show, but I do think that sometimes you need to talk about things to educate people. And that's why I'm going to throw out this disclaimer right now. The thoughts and opinions viewed on this show are that of mine, self, and whoever we got on here. 90% of the time, it's not going to be driven by facts or anything or scientific numbers or anything like that. They're a part of these people voicing their opinions. And as far as I know, we still live in the great United States where we got freedom of speech and we're allowed to voice our opinions. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk here lately in certain areas where you got to start watching what you say, otherwise you're going to get quote unquote labeled a terrorist or some shit. And
Right.
that's just things I have heard. I don't know if there's any truth to it or not. Don't hold me to any of that. But if we're starting to get that bad, then yeah, we need to start waking up, people. We really do. And what's this? Okay,
Just a bit.
while I got you here, Anita, now we all know that we're working on an alien video and some series and stuff together. But
Hmm.
tell the people right now, what are your honest opinion and thoughts about alien life forms? Do you think they exist? Do you think that we've been visited before?
I couldn't say one way or the other if we've been visited before. Um, I think it's highly unlikely that we're the only species in the universe. But our planet is the only one with life on it. I doubt that.
Well, so do I, quite honestly. Well, it's. I mean, it really doesn't matter what religion you believe in or what you believe for that matter. But with all the planets that are out there and all the galaxies, I find it very hard to believe that we're the only planet that can support life. Now, when I say supporting life, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be humanoid life. It could be life on a cell type level. Plants. They could be at the stages where we were many, 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 many years ago. It just wasn't bam, boom, one day there was human life here on this earth. It was a process. And we'll just leave it at that because I don't want to get too. I don't want to get political and I don't want to get religious on there. But I will welcome anybody's opinion on all that. As Anita goes all quiet on me and shit.
Who are you talking?
Oh, don't make me spank you, girl. Wait, you'd like that too much.
I was gonna say, here, let me bend over.
Yeah, that really wouldn't work as a punishment for you.
Uh, well, maybe if you use a belt, I probably wouldn't like that.
Possibility, possibility.
I had
Well,
a belt on my butt growing up. That was not pleasant.
oh, I'm sure it was. Well, no, they weren't. At least you didn't have to go out and then cut down your own switch.
Kind of did.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My mom would make us, and if it wasn't one she'd like, she'd give us a couple extra swats with it too.
Yeah. Well, I was always made. If the first one that I brought in wasn't good enough, I had to go there and cut down another one.
Yep, yep, same, same. And then she'd add a couple of extra swats to it.
Yeah. You think you're gonna get off lucky about that? Oh hell no.
Right? Yeah. Ah, the willow switches. Oh, those hurt like hell.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. Of course now if
Those
you
leave whip marks.
of course now if you spank your children like spank your children, you get brought up on charges.
Yeah, but since they've made spanking illegal and shit, how many school shootings have we had now?
Yeah. Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yep, yep. Lack of discipline.
And most definitely. Eh, this is not the world I grew up in, I'll tell you that right now.
Mm-mm.
Especially now, I'm going to go switching to sports just a little bit, get on a little lighter note. During this past couple of weeks, there was Major League Baseball was on a lockout because
Mm-hmm.
the collective bargaining agreement was expired. Players wanted this, managers wanted this, owners wanted this. Now they have changed the rules so much that the game that I grew up loving is not going to look the same. You got a DH now in both leagues. Um, they're making the bases bigger. Not that it really wasn't big enough already. I mean, how else you gonna get throw somebody out if you're getting such a big base that you're not gonna be able to miss the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't know if this part of the rules got passed or not, but they were wanting a stipulation put in the playoff system where the division champions get to pick their opponents in the playoffs.
What?
Yeah.
That's bull honky.
Uh huh. Now I don't know if that rule passed or not, but that was one of the rules that they were wanting to get changed during the lockout. And they wanted the ability to modify the rules during the regular season, as long as they give at least a week's notice. Instead of changing rules at the end of every season like they do when they're up for reviews, they want to be able to change the rules during the season. This comes back to the mentality of you owe me this type of shit growing up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's boiling down to, you know. That generation's coming into their own, and they're changing the rules to what they want them to be, which you should be able to evolve over time and try to do your best to change the rules to the way you really want them to be. But you're not learning anything, people. The world's not going to sit there and hand you everything on the silver platter. Back in my day, and I can only speak for myself, you had to earn everything you did, everything you got in life. And I'm going to
Right?
use a few little things as examples. I see these DJs, these club owners. They think some of them think oh well, I just get this person in here, get that person in here, and everything will be fine, and we'll generate off of their crowd and blah blah. They don't want to take the time to and the energy to build up their own following. They expect it to be handed to them because they are so and so. Now we're sitting there seeing it in our sports, in the way we deal with people in a whole in the real world, and it's bleeding over into the virtual world of Second Life as well. And yes, you all know me. They're regular fans of Jack's World. You know that I go on these little tangents on videos. I try to stay away from going on the soapboxes on live streams, but I got to thinking about this tonight, and yeah, it needs to be said. Do you come in? So I'm posing a question. Do you come into Second Life because you are wanting things handed to you, or do you come into Second Life so you can learn to do things and prosper in your virtual world? Now, I want you to comment down below if you're watching the replay of this. If you're watching this live before the stream ends, you can comment in the YouTube chat. You can comment in our Discord. You can even hit me up with an IM. Or even drop the station an email at jackbexton.com. I want back and forth banter about things like this. I want your input. I welcome it. I'm from a different generation from a lot of people in here nowadays. There's different sets of values and different sets of upbringing because things were different when I was growing up. And yes, I know you all hear that. Back in my day, it was always like this. Yeah, every generation has that. Every generation says that. But there's truth to
Right.
that. Do you agree or not, Anita?
Well, during the great toilet paper shortage of 2020,
Yeah.
sorry, I had to.
Oh
We
my
had toilet paper
goodness.
dealers.
Oh. Well, I can always count on you to bring some levity to a topic.
Right.
No, seriously. You know, I kind of feel like my generation is letting a lot of you all down. We didn't teach you properly. And now we're starting to see the fallout for it. But that's neither here nor there. I can only voice my opinion, and thank God I got my own platform to do so. Now, I want to say this too. Times are getting dark. There's a lot of uncertainty going around in the world today in the real. Um, you have no idea how this whole Russian thing's going to play out. So I want you all to be as careful as you possibly can be. Take pleasures where you can and keep it simple. Try to enjoy life, but most of all, try to be safe. Now I feel like, you know, in Second Life especially, we've gotten away from these things that, and we have forgotten why people come into Second Life. Some people come into Second Life just because they're looking for a support system that they're not getting in the real. So they're trying to find people with common experiences that understand what they've gone through in their real life. And they want to find a community that they can feel welcomed in. It's not always about playing around and going hee hee hoo hoo and having your little naughty times. Although those are great, they really are. But at the end of the day, this is a social platform where you can interact on a different level other than sending a text message or writing an email. You actually get to spend time with people. So let's not forget that. And when you encounter people and you're getting to know somebody, terminology, slang, they're all different from state to state. One side of the country will say certain words a certain way. Another side of the country will say the same word a different way. We all have our accents. And don't forget that there's always a little bit of a generation gap in between people most of the time as well. We've got to start learning to take all that into consideration when we're voicing our opinions on things. And stop getting so butthurt when something doesn't go your way. Anita, what are your thoughts on all that?
Well, it's true. Depending on, what part of the world, even if you speak the same language, the slang has developed in different ways.
Yeah.
Certain words can have different meanings, or, you know, certain meanings can have multiple different words for them.
Mm-hmm. Things don't mean the same as they did back in my day. I mean, back in my day when I was
Some
in my
do, some
20s,
don't.
say what?
Some do, some don't.
Well, you know, yeah, it depends on, like I said, it depends on the generation, quite honestly. I mean,
Hmm.
I want to use, yeah, I'm going to bring this up as an example. When I was in school, always from elementary to junior high to high school. Yes, we had schools broken up into sections. Now you go from elementary to middle school, and a lot of times your middle school, well, what we would call junior high. Now back in my time when it was junior high, you had two grades in junior high, seventh and eighth. When you went on to the ninth, that's when you got introduced to the high school world. But now you got the two, you got middle school and high school blended together. There's such an age gap there a lot of times. It's a wonder that there's not more fights going on between kids.
We
You got
have three different schools here.
what grades are you broken up into in each section?
Kindergarten to uh, fifth grade, I think. No, sixth grade. No, fifth grade. And then I think it's sixth grade to ninth.
Okay, see now in my local area when I was in school, it was from kindergarten or Head Start all the way to sixth grade was your elementary years. Then
Hmm.
your junior high years you had seventh and eighth. Then you went into the high school world from ninth to 12th. Now, when you're sitting driving around town here locally, you got the middle school, which they call them middle schools now instead of junior highs, and they're blended
Hmm.
in with the high schoolers, the freshman high schoolers. And when you're sitting there watching, driving down the street and you're watching these kids catch the bus, and oh God, you're seeing the age difference there. It's mind blowing that you're actually putting people, kids together with that much of an age difference. There's no way they can relate to each other. And they wonder why people around here, they wonder why kids get picked on so much. Well, I personally feel like that's a big reason.
Hmm.
Well, I'm really going down the real world today, aren't I, people?
Here and there, here and there.
Oh man. Okay, so we're going into the last section of the today's show. So let's try to end it on a little upbeat, funny section, shall we? How about aliens? If you were to encounter an alien, each and every one of you all out there in Second Life right now, how would you react? I'm going to throw a little scenario out there to you. Because there's a few of you all that I'm planning on doing this just to see how you all react. I might pop in at your store, might pop in at your gig. Who knows? I can't wait to see how you all respond when Jack comes on in there in his little alien avatar. Hell, I might even go as far as changing my name for a short period of time. Who knows?
Oh, goodness. You're
Now,
funny.
it seems like I'm putting Anita to sleep over here, so.
No, I'm fine.
Well, what are your thoughts on that then?
I think it'd be funny. I think you're going to get some strange looks, though, at the same time.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Because you don't really see a lot of aliens roaming the Sims. You see everything else, but you don't really see a lot of aliens.
I know. We need to have an alien revolution.
I mean, you see a lot of like cyborgs and robots or superhero characters and dogs and other animals, but you don't really see a lot of alien life forms.
Well, it's because aliens have been villainized for so long in the movies. I mean, you brought Independence Day up to not too long ago. The whole
Hmm.
premise behind that movie was they came down and wanted to destroy the Earth. So, I will say this without giving too much of the show away that I'm working on. Sato comes in peace. Sato comes in peace. and you all might leave him. He comes in peace. He really does. Just might do a little probing here and there, but he comes in peace.
Well, the premise behind Independence Day was the aliens considered us an infestation because we were using our world and using it up. And they
Well,
wanted
if you
to
really want to dive deeper,
eradicate us and take over our planet
well, if you
because we
really
were
want
an
to get all,
infestation.
if you really want to dive into that on a deeper, I mean, really deep level, the movie Aliens was telling the political message in a sense. It was a global warming type warning to people. Not a lot of people
Hmm.
caught on to this. A lot of people tend to believe that at the rate we're going, we are going to end up using all our resources pretty damn soon. And they're trying to tell that story in an entertaining way by saying that, like, we're being watched and observed from other galaxies. Even some people would try to sit there and say that the aliens that people are saying that they're encountering, when you've heard the stories, some like to sit there and say that they're our future selves, coming back through time and trying to warn us all. But due to the way the movie portrays aliens, they're not getting that shot. Now, from a storyteller point of view, you can have so much fun with that stuff. You really can.
Right.
And a good storyteller will take the venue and the platform they have to try to get their message across. And I feel that's exactly what they were trying to do with the old Alien movie, Independence Day.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
You basically thought of the human life form as termites.
it's really hard to it's really hard to. Now I'll use this as an example. The person that I had on my podcast, you know, Jack and Sally sit down and talk about her alien encounter. I heard from her not too long ago, and she was going on and on about how she was watching this show called Ancient Aliens or some shit.
Hmm.
And apparently, the latest episode she watched, they were talking about how the aliens were just us traveling back into time for some oddball reason. She didn't really go into too much detail, and I didn't really feel like really diving down into that rabbit hole for the night because that would have taken up a whole entire day right there. But Sally is quite entertaining when she believes she is seeing UFOs all over the place, quite honestly. And my viewers, UFOs are just things that you have not been able to identify yet. That doesn't mean that they're alien formed. They might be our own jets. New technology being developed each and every day. The government's not going to sit there and tell you what they really have. So why not sell it to the public as a UFO? Am I losing you, Anita?
Mm-mm. Just listening.
And what are your views on the whole UFO thing? I mean, do you believe in time travel? Do you think it's possible that we could be traveling back in the time, but our body or our atmosphere in that future world has changed so much that we have evolved into some type of other creature? And then to us, we look like an alien.
I personally don't believe in evolution. Because if it was
Okay.
true, we would still see monkeys slowly over time turning into humans, and we don't.
Well, I can see where you're going with that. I know exactly where you're going with that. And I'm not going to argue that fact. It's because I kind of believe that as well. But everybody has their own set of belief systems. Believe
Right.
me.
That's my viewpoint on it. And besides, there's a reason it's called the theory of evolution. It's because it's a theory. There's no proven data behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Evolution in itself, the word means theory.
So you don't think that time travel is not possible when you keep me traveling back in time like
I'm
this?
not saying that time travel is not possible, but I don't think that these so-called aliens are us in the future.
Well, let's follow this train of thought for just a little bit longer. Let's say, just for example, okay. Now, I'm not talking about evolution.
Mm.
I'm not talking about that at all. But something un, something so dark happens 200, 300 years down the road, and it does something to our atmosphere. We start suffering different kinds of
Deformities?
mutations and shit, to the point where we're not going to be able to recognize the human species. I think that that's possible, and that for some reason, it's. I'm not saying it's true, but it's possible. The possibility is out there that due to whatever was going on, our children's 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 children will go that far down the road. They weren't born looking like we looked because the atmosphere had changed. But the technology for time travel had been invented, and they might be coming back in time to try to get us to do some things differently. But because we fear the unknown and we want to write things off to being something of out of this world, we're not really paying that much attention to the messages that might be being sent. Can you follow that
Well,
logic at all?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything is possible. Anything, honestly. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's not true.
Right.
Anything is possible. Just because you don't believe something doesn't mean it's fact or it's not a fact.
Now, I've had
It's
similar
just your personal
discussions,
belief.
right? And I've had similar discussions with other people before like this. And they want to sit there and say, oh, you're just crazy. That can never happen. Who just say that can never happen? I
I mean, look
mean,
how far we've come from over 100 years ago.
yeah,
Anything is possible. You can never tell with the future on where the way things are going to go or the way the things are going to turn out.
right.
So I'm not going to sit here and, adamantly deny that something like that might happen in the future. Anything is possible.
Everything is possible. Because look, the technology we've developed shows that everything and everything. If you can think of something and you can find the technology to develop it, you can have anything in the world you want. I'm just
Hmm.
trying to expand people's thoughts and to kind of make some of y'all think out there. And you know who I'm talking about. Because I know if you haven't tuned in already, you'll tune in later on and watch the replay. You know exactly who I'm talking to. So when you do hear this, smile and try to laugh it off a little bit. There's no offense meant in anything that I talk about on my shows. I know I tend to rub people the wrong way a lot here lately, apparently. But, it is what it is. You know, subscribers are going to come, subscribers are going to go. I'm not really too worried about that. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I know a lot of you all have been dropping me emails here lately asking why is your show and why is your channel so small? You should do this, you should do that. I'm not worried about the numbers, people. If I was somebody that worries about the numbers and doesn't really enjoy what they do, I wouldn't be doing this half the time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I love creating content. I love writing. I love shooting videos. And after we get everything settled down with the wedding planning and all that, there's going to be a whole lot of content coming out. Left and right. Different types of content. Some things are going to blow your all's mind, I'll guarantee you that. Now we got um, a few more minutes here left, and since some people just now tuned in, I'm not going to sit there and rush off on you right away. Give you all a few more minutes. If you want to talk about anything that we've already covered, or you got something you want to approach, now's the time to do it. We'll do a quick overview of it, and then if it's something really, really interesting, I'll do a follow-up video on the topic that you want to talk about. Or we can always do another live stream tomorrow. All you gotta do is show me that you're interested in things like that, or if you have something that you feel the people need to hear about, let it roll. Don't be afraid. I don't bite too hard. Now, Anita, on the other hand, well, I've heard
I like to
stories.
nibble.
Oh, she says she just nibbles. But I've heard stories. uh,
What?
Alrighty, my little deviant ones. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're brand new to Jat's World, I want to welcome you. Hope you enjoy the content that I produce here. And subscribe if you like it. Hit that thumbs up, and most importantly, share the content. I will be catching you on the flip side. Oh, Anita, you want to say anything before we hit the door?
Um, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. She says she's good. Now, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a great weekend if I don't see you on the grid. Stay out of trouble. And don't forget, check out the website, jetbatchton.com. Oh, and one little thing before I go, before I forget. Season 2 of the podcast will be coming out in a couple weeks. I'll be doing a promo little snippet trailer for the next couple of days. So, y'all have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Stay wild. And always keep exploring. Oh, yeah.